Where do you think Taylor Martinez has made the biggest strides this year? Does he look that much different than what you saw coming to last year's game?
You know, I think I know his percentages and all those are up from throwing the ball. He's taking care of the ball pretty well. I think it's 14-4 and touchdowns, interceptions. Has no interceptions at home. I think that's part of it. I think, you know, he was kind of banged up a year ago, in and out with an ankle. I think he's been pretty healthy. Mark, I just think it's maturity and maturing in the offense. And I think he's surrounded by, you know, a physical group up front that, you know, we got to contend with.
Brady, because it's a division game, because this team is also at the top of the standings with you guys, how much added significance does this particular game take on for you guys? Well,
Mike, I think they all do, to be honest with you. I think we looked at it, you know, after during the bye week, that every game is a championship game, and this falls into that category. And so, you know, it is significant because it's in our division, but, you know, they all are. Every week.
Raymond Taylor, any word on him for this weekend?
I think he'll be fine. I really do.
You expect him to play this weekend?
Yeah.
Coach, you had a number of players come out afterwards and kind of say this was a great game to win against Michigan State, but it was not the end, but means to the end. Is that how you want them thinking right now?
Well, I think when you think that way, you're thinking honestly. You know, great rivalry, all that kind of stuff is important. Winning that game is important. Multiple reasons why, but you know, it's who's next mentality. Who do you play next? Because as you know, November and October is when you win championships.
Talk about their running backs. Even when one goes down, seems to be they have another one to step up. What you know about those two guys?
Well, you know, Burkhead's a guy who's very physical, smart football player, very instinctive. I think, you know, he's as good a back as we have in this league, and Abdullah is a little different. You know, there's a little bit difference in when you look at running style, but I think they're both, which is a compliment to what they're doing offensively and their offensive line and personnel.
Brady, just two for you. On Matt Weil, he kicked a 40-yarder. Where would you feel comfortable if you needed to put him out there? Is it beyond 50? I mean, 55?
Well, I think, you know, wind always going to make a difference. He's a 51, 52-yard kind of kicker, I think. You know, I'm watching him. That would have some consistency with it.
My second question on Brendan Gibbons. Can you just tell us how far he's come from when you first stepped in? I mean, you come off a 2010 season where he got benched, and obviously there was a lot of talk that, you know, the field goal kicking wasn't what it needed to be. And to be 2 years later where, you know, he's 10-12 this year and just seems so confident, can you just talk about how far he's come along?
Well, you know, obviously I can't tell you from before, but, you know, he works at it. I mean, he works at it. He has a lot of pride in how he works at it. He's got a lot of support. I think Dan Ferrigno's done a good job with him, you know, because he specifically kind of is with those guys. I think that's part of it. And, you know, I think confidence. You know, I think the best thing we ever did was go up to the stadium twice a week. And, you know, because, you know, the different wins that you get, you know, it's a little different. And so taking those guys up there during camp and all that, and now they go up once a week now to kick in that environment. I think that helps too.
You've only given up 23 points total in 3 Big Ten games. How will Nebraska test this defense in ways it hasn't been so far?
I think their front will be, you know, two ways. I think their front, number one, because I think they're physical, they're big, they have the ability to combination block and move people off the ball. I think the dual threat with Martinez running the some of the spread stuff, some of the same stuff, I mean, that we run, but I think that is part of it. And, you know, the play action game for them has been, pretty good.